All right. Hey, hi everyone. Welcome once again to another adventure of Pathfinder Second Edition as the Tengu Flies, a Second Edition campaign taking place in Tianxia. As always, I am the DM, Fifi Squeaks, also known as Fiona or VixVox3. Pronouns she and her. And I'm going to go ahead and pass it over to the hostess of the stream.
Hi, my name is Astrid, and I play Yarra Shadowtide, House Thul, and our pronouns are she, they. Passing it off to Blasty.
Hey, I'm Blasty, also known as Blastflight. I play Yule. Our pronouns are he, they. I pass it off to Dot.
Hello, I'm Dot. I play Iori. Both me and my characters use she, they pronouns, and I will pass it off to Wanderin.
Hello, I'm Wandrin. I play as Sadi Al Kathiri bin Fadlan, and we both use she, her pronouns. I'll pass it off to. Is it Grumpy? Sir?
Let's pass it off to Grumpy.
Grumpy.
Hello.
Hi, Grumpy.
Hello, I'm Grumpy. I'll be playing Drin Bromson, the dwarf. Our pronouns are he, him. I'll pass it off to Winters.
Hello, I am Winters. I am playing Song Woon, she who knows almost 10,000 things. And her pronouns are she, her, mine are he, him.
Okay, and I believe that's everyone. So, as always, we're going to start off with a recap by Blasty. So, Blasty, if you please.
Certainly. Kirahata Samba, 2 steps left. The team spent one last evening in Water Music Village to wrap up loose ends, ensuring that the former mayor would not return, and finding out what he knew about the Oku No Kiba. Turns out he had been working on gathering materials and information about it. The team, at the same time, investigated a ghostly presence at the edge of town, which we failed to actually ascertain what it was at the time, but which upon leaving town turned out to be the Oni Lord Rokubi. The man was not happy with our interference with his plans. In the forest, we ended up fighting him, using the power of beans, Kitsune raid, spiritual damage, and a cursed bag of weasels to lay waste to him. We left a message to Tamimi of his betrayal with the 7 rings of heaven, and we set forth back to Kirahata. In doing so, we had just arrived before we entered our last session.
Okay, and it is about mid-morning at this point. The party has the day to take care of whatever tasks they want to do, selling things, getting supplies, making deliveries. I know that a message was left behind for Iori, mentioning that Daichuchi, another Kitsune working with Mizuki Hikari, the rebellion against the Oni, was going to contact her later this evening, or has been visiting the Bean Drinks Tea House every evening to try to speak to her about something involving a hero of the rebellion that has been missing for some time. So, that's the only thing that you know is pending. Just to remind, it is. Let me get the calendar ready. Where is it? Where is it? Because I know this matters for Grumpy. Boop, 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 boop. Okay, so it is Starday 24th of Shaldo. No holidays are coming up, so yesterday was a really bad rainstorm. The rain has let up, so it's still kind of cold and wet, but it's not raining, so it's just like one of those murky post-rain days.
Which
So,
I love.
which you
Yep.
do love. So, with that said, what will you do with your day?
Well, Yule's first action is he's going to go to Satayuki to deliver the return letter, the formal rejection of their advances to Kimiko.
Okay. Is anybody going to be joining Yule on that?
No.
This was just a straight handoff.
Okay. You go back to the noble's house, and once you arrive, you are asked about what happened with the letter. And what details do you give as you hand off the response?
The honest response. She felt that in doing so, she'd be taken away from her business, that she was not willing to leave where she worked. Her life there in the village was more important to her than any sort of station. She felt that it was not the right sort of match for her.
Mm-hmm. And also, do you also mention that she said that she had concerns that such a union would cause harm to her standing in the city?
Yes.
Okay. So, give me a. Are you doing this to try to like put her down easily, or are you just giving the facts?
The facts, but try to do it in such a way where it's put it down easy.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a diplomacy check then.
19.
19 will be enough. She seems upset with the news, but after hearing the responses and the reasoning and your explanations of such, she sighs and accepts that the relationship was just not meant to be. So the noblewoman thanks you for your help and hands over the agreed upon fee, which I believe was 10 gold, if I'm correct.
20 silver.
20 silver? Okay. Well, she actually did hand over 10 gold because she was hoping that you would have brought a yes. But because you explained in such a way that she accepted the response, she
Yeah.
paid you what she wanted to pay you. So you get 10 gold.
I'm not going to argue with that. I will let her know that it did not seem that she disliked you at all. It was more of a. In the end, it seems that it is a situation of society that led to this.
Mm-hmm.
I still think you could be good friends with her, a good companion. But anything more than that on an official level is beyond scope.
Mm-hmm. She understands, and she will take your words into counsel, and will reach out to her at a later date when she had some time to reflect.
Yule nods and goes back to. We'll join back up with. Sorry, thinking of wrong names here.
With the party?
To the party, specifically with Yarra.
Okay. Well, in that case, Yara, what were you doing in the meantime?
So Yarra wrote 2 letters, and then she's gonna take them to. I think it was the Sawatomes that she was in good standing with. One second. Let me double check. Details. Yes, the Sawatome. And she's gonna ask if they can get the letters to her mommy back in Corvosa.
Mm-hmm.
One is a letter to her mother. The other is going to be tucked in as well, but it's not to her mom. It's actually to the queen.
Okay.
But it's all encoded.
Of course.
And she will ask if there's any favors that they would ask of her in payment for getting the letter out for her.
Well, let me actually check my notes real quick. Yes, actually, they do. At first, the attendant that you were speaking to said that there was nothing that they could really think of, but the old man of the house tells you that actually, I may have a request, and asks that the attendants basically leave you alone, and he welcomes you into his chambers, or asks you to follow him into his chambers, rather.
Yeah, she will, of course.
Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and move us to the map real quick so that everybody can see.
Little
Here we go.
tiny Yarra.
Okay, so ignore everybody else there because
Yeah.
they're not. Yeah. Can everybody see?
Yeah.
Yep.
There we go.
Okay.
Yep.
So Zan Saotome sits down on a cushion and looks to you and offers you some tea. As he does so, he explains, I have been doing much reflection upon what you and your allies have brought to me, especially the news of what happened with my nibbling. That this whole thing may, well, to keep it brief, the fighting between my family and the Higetoki has gone on for far too long, and I wish to hold a conference here, motioning into the direction of the garden to the south. Here in my garden, a dinner between the matron of their house and myself, as well as a few of our favorite guests. And I wish to I wish to ask for peace between our houses and an end to the hostilities.
I see. Have you drafted a letter of what's the word I want?
Invitation?
No, there's a specific word the player wants that the player's brain's going bleh.
No, it's all good. Oh, and by the way,
parlay.
everybody give yourself one hero point.
A letter of parlay.
I have, of course, and I will be hand delivering it myself. I believe it will ensure the sincerity is carried through if I do so, with just a single guard. But what I need from you is just a little something extra to sweeten the pot, so to speak.
Okay.
And he motions to a small walking stick that is leaning against the statue.
Okay. I go over and I pick it up.
Mm-hmm. That walking stick is mine. It is one that has been carried over from Sao Tome head to Sao Tome head for 100 years. And I wish to offer that as a gift. However, it needs a little something extra. Are you familiar with the legends of what tigers mean to the Higetoki? You can roll a religion or society to see if you know.
1 second, my brain.
Because I know you don't have Chuye lore.
No. Oh.
You have no idea.
You want to re-roll that?
It's not worth it. I'm going to tell you that right now.
All right.
No, she's gonna have the very obvious blank look of no.
Well, tigers are said to be creatures of powerful creatures who represent protection and strength against adversity. And what I wish for you to do is to find a wild tiger out in the lands of Chuye and have them bite that stick. It specifically should be an adult, preferably a mother, but a father should be fine. And once they do so, that will be not only giving them a treasure of my house, but an offer of protection for theirs.
Okay.
So,
I think I can do
gather
that.
the. And I will offer you and your group a fine sum from my house coffers if you can do this. Once you have the stick back to the walking stick back with the correct bite upon it, then I can sue for peace, and we shall hopefully end this hostile feud between our houses.
I am honored to help you. And she's gonna bow.
He bows as well. Obviously, because of station, not quite as low, but
Yeah, no.
he will bow. And he says, "Excellent, excellent. I am very pleased to hear that." Then, the sum would be 100 gold upon completion. Would that suffice?
Oh, it is more than sufficient.
Very well. Then there is no requirement for when, but the sooner you return, the sooner I may arrange this dinner.
I think the soonest would be the best.
Of course. And with that, he offers to refill your tea.
Drinks it very, politely and with all the societal airs of a well-learned lady.
Mm-hmm. And there is no need to make a roll. You've done this before. You were trained for this, so
Oh, yeah.
it's easy to do. And with that, he bows his head and he says, "Very well. Then I shall make arrangements I will make arrangements for the dinner for that evening.
All
I
right.
look forward to your successful return."
Thank you. And thank you for getting the letters out for me.
It's not a problem. Again, I will arrange that the letters will be sent. Would you prefer to them be hand delivered or magically delivered?
Which is faster? Player question. Which is faster?
Magical delivery is faster.
Okay.
It's just slightly more expensive, but he's making it clear that it's not for your work with the nibbling. He's going to field the expense.
Then magically.
Very well. Then it shall be done.
Thank you.
And with that, he returns to his tea and he turns his head away from you so that you can leave.
I trot off to the inn.
Okay.
Very
Where you need
triumphant.
So, getting back to the others, so we know what Yule and Yarra are going to be doing. So, going down the line, Sadi, what are you doing?
Sadi is inside of the markets because she is looking for a specialist that can uncurse her fucking bag of holding. She just bought a lot of beans, and she wants them to stay as a lot of beans, and not as a lot of weasels.
Not a plague of weasels.
Well, it's a potential number of weasels. We really don't know how many yet.
Hypothetically speaking, it's entirely possible that we could pull out 100 beans, and all of them would be beans, but extremely unlikely.
It's a 50-50 chance.
Well,
Every single time.
Well, you can give me a perception check or a Arcana check to see if you can find someone who can do this for you.
I'll do an Arcana check. It feels like it makes more sense.
Okay.
Well,
And
perception would be like asking around, listening in, that sort of thing.
How's that?
16. You find someone, but they seem to be in a hurry, so they will agree to do so, but they're going to charge a little bit more for their services. What they offer is to decurse it for 50 gold pieces.
Ouch.
Oh god.
Let me double check our funds.
We have enough money, but
Yeah.
are we willing?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
the principle of the matter.
Okay. Okay, I think I might spend that 33 gold worth of silver on that, plus stuff from my account.
All right.
Okay.
So
So-
we're taking the 300 silver for 3 gold. Or wait,
And then no, 300 silver for 30,
yeah, 30.
what-
It's yeah.
and then 20 gold from Sadi's account or inventory.
Okay. So, the curse is removed, and your bag of weasels is now an ordinary. What is it called in Pathfinder?
A spacious pouch.
Yes, a
Yes.
Type 1 spacious pouch.
I'm going to change the silver back to what it should be. That's all that's Sadi's going to be doing.
Okay, so then going to Drin. What are you doing?
I'll be going marketing, getting basic supplies. I want 3 healing potions, preferably one that I can throw and have it explode on somebody and be effective.
I don't know if they have that like outside of alchemy, but what size potions do you want?
The good ones, the big
Okay.
ones.
Let's see.
Big
The
gulp.
biggest The biggest available is a moderate healing potion for 50 gold pieces. You can also find a lesser healing potion for 12 gold pieces a pop. And the smallest one that you can pay for is the minor for 4 gold.
I'll do 1 moderate and 2 lesser.
Okay. So you can go ahead and spend it. And I'm assuming you're going to spend the rest of your day applying your. Oh wait, do you have? You don't have magical crafter, do you?
Magical crafting?
To attach the rune to your shield.
It's just crafting.
Yeah, you would need magical
Trained.
crafter to do it.
I'll need to pay someone to do it then.
Does Saudi have enough time to do that, or no?
If you're going to spend the rest of your downtime doing so, then yeah, you can.
Okay.
She'd be willing to help with that.
Okay,
Let's do
so
that then.
Then there we go.
Okay,
So-
that takes care of my gold.
All right, and I just need 1 second. I forgot to turn the light on, so it's getting kind of dark in here. 1 moment.
Yeah.
I thought game masters liked the dark. It's their friend.
Oh God.
Oh, darkness, my old friend.
Not when your eyes are like fees.
Okay. So in that case, then you can update your shield with the new rune. I believe it's the one that makes it harder, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
We did that already.
Yep. Okay. So besides that, then Iori, what are you doing?
Okay, so as the group has been traveling for the rest of the day, they've probably noticed 2 things. One, that the ordeal has seemingly caused Iori to have grown an additional tail, and 2, changing back into her disguise form does not hide the wound that she took during combat.
Ooh, interesting.
So she is going to take the raiment rune that that the group was kind enough to give her, and she is going to try and find someone who is willing to apply it to armor, but 2, she's also going to shop for a is it leather lamellar?
Yes.
Yeah, the composite leather armor.
Okay. Yes.
To get the 2 of these things done relatively quickly, can I work my can I work my rep favor?
You certainly can because you do have that feat, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Show the feat again so we can see how it works.
Sure thing.
Okay. So give me a society check and let's see how you get do.
All right, big money, big money.
Would you like to re-roll that?
I think I would.
All right, go for it.
Much better.
Okay, that's actually a critical success. So, because it's a critical success, not only are you able to get somebody to get the lamellar armor and attach it without any major problems, but they explain to you that you would need the +1 armor rune in order to have it done, so they will only charge you for part of the cost for that, but the cost for labor and all that will be handled because of your ties to which reputation you were leaning on.
As much as it hurts for her to swallow her pride and do this, she is going to be working her Oni Lord's reputation.
Okay, so I will make a little notation that you've requested a favor from them recently, and they will. Let me just look up the armor rune real quick.
Oh, I've kind of realized that we don't. Our compendium access doesn't have the leather lamellar, so I'm going to be adding it manually.
Yeah, it's in a book that I don't own yet.
It's in the treasure vault.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you,
Okay,
sir.
so they will just charge you 30 gold pieces for the armor potency rune. And what that will do is that'll raise the armor class rating by 1.
Okay.
And then you can add the raiment rune on top of it.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to.
You can pay it however you like.
I was going to say, uh, as far as selling this story, I'm going to for the first part say that my rising popularity at the Jade Coin led to a bit of an unwanted confrontation with, we'll say, a disgruntled customer, and that is why her entire arm and shoulder and breast and up to her neck are currently mostly bandaged. Don't ask any additional questions. And the reason I have a raiment rune and a armor potency rune is because I didn't know. So I will deduct the money in question. I'll just pay for it completely out of pocket. We don't have to dip into the party funds.
Okay. Cool.
Oh wait, actually, just so I can get this item out of my inventory, are they interested in the fishbone statue?
Yes, it is an interesting art object, so they will gladly take it for full value.
Yay! Okay, so that'll be the fishbone statue and 15 gold.
Hell yeah!
Nice. All right, so you can mark that on your sheet, and it'll be ready for you first thing in the morning.
Yeah, so I'm sure for the rest of the day, for the sake of keeping up appearances, she will probably, since she's probably having to get this through Lord Kubota, she'll probably hobnob and entertain around their place of residence.
Well, actually, because you're injured and because you've been such a popular talent, they refuse that. They're like, one, they don't want to one of theirs to be seen injured, and two, they're giving you the day off. Basically, they're giving you a week off so that you can heal naturally, and they offer you a potion of a restorative healing potion. Basically, it's a minor healing potion, except that it works over 3 rounds.
Okay, she'll take that. On the way out, though, she will be.
Mm-hmm.
She's going to ask if the talent or retainers who are there are one, willing to help her redress her wounds, and then two, if she can, even if she's just staying within a room, if she can stay there for the day.
They will accept that. But just to remind you, Daituchi wants to meet you at the bean drinks.
Oh yeah, she'll be there in time, but
Gotcha.
the beds are nicer here.
Fair enough. They are glad to provide that to you. As one of the top talent, you pretty much have a free room and board here whenever you wish.
Yeah, she gonna make the most of this. So time to work those perks.
That's fair. That is actually fair.
Work, girl.
So, with that said, at that point, that's your scene. Song, I would like to ask you. You know that you have just arrived in the city towards the evening. You've been told by Vibrard that the group would be staying at the Bean Drinks Tea House. However, it has been raining kind of badly for a couple days now.
Well,
how
she's
did you
just
manage
super happy
that?
about that.
You're super happy about that?
That's sarcasm.
Yeah, I was about
She
to
hates
say.
the rain. She absolutely hates it.
Burb in the
So-
rain.
When you arrive at the Bean Drinks Tea House, what do you look like? Describe it. Describe it.
She is tall, very, very tall. She's wearing white robes that obscure her almost entirely, save for like 2 large lumps on her back underneath her cloak, and a belt is lined with satchels and scroll cases in lieu of a backpack, basically. And she's wielding a staff, like a walking stick, as she enters in and just absolutely soaking wet. And anyone who looked at this newcomer into the shop be like, yeah, I don't need to see her facial expression to know that she is not happy.
So, who is still at the Bean Drinks Tea House at this point? It's early evening, so Daituchi has not arrived yet. I'm assuming that. Go ahead. Who would be here right now?
Well, it wouldn't take all day for Drin to find some potions, so he's there.
Mm-hmm.
I would assume that Yarra and Yule would be there because we're not going to go rushing off to go find a tiger right away without the group.
No. Sorry, if I get quiet on you guys, it's because I'm literally typing up the letters.
No worries.
I'm doing pretty good, though.
What about you, Sadi? Are you here as well, or not?
I think that she would be. After she's done helping, shopping and helping affix that room, she'd definitely be back here.
Okay. And Iori, I'm assuming that you're currently still at the nice house, right?
Yeah, but she will excuse herself after a few hours so that she can make the meeting on time.
Okay. So you can. I'll tell you roughly when you arrive so that you can be there at the meeting. So you're not actually on the map right now. So anyway, pretend that this is not outdoor. I don't have an indoor map for the tea house, so we'll just pretend. Song, you see the party at a table across the room. Currently, they are feasting on their choice of a dinner. And by the way, today's dinner, let's see. Today's dinner, you have a choice of God, I'm going to butcher these pronunciations. Kimchi, bulgogi, japchae. I think it's. I don't know. Japchae.
I'd have to see it.
Or titiak boki, which looks like a carrot dish.
Chiakaboki.
It looks like a what?
A carrot dish.
Okay, I thought you said parrot dish, and I'm like,
No.
Bird. We're not eating the bird today.
Birds eat
No,
birds all the time.
So it's your choice of those meals.
We're going with the bulgogi beef bowl.
Yep.
Yep.
All right. So, what do you do, Song?
these are the people that I'm looking for, correct?
Yes, Verbrard directed you to them, basically to offer your assistance with looking into the
Oku No
Oku No Kiba.
And how long have I been looking for these individuals?
Well, you've basically been told about them like a week, and it took you a week to get from the Mizuki Hikari base.
Okay, so I knew to come here.
Yeah, you knew to come here.
It wasn't like I've been going in all the places that they've been, just
No.
being like a day behind. And okay,
No, you just arrived in town, and which would be funny, but no, I'm not doing that to you.
Especially if you've been going a day behind us, that means you would have passed on the road a couple times.
Which would be really funny.
You were just off screen while we were fighting the Oni Lord.
No, see,
They were dealing with the mushroom patch.
No, see, while they were fighting, I was busy walking and talking to people. Like, have you seen these individuals? Have you seen these individuals?
People see the individuals over your shoulder and just don't say anything.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny because one of us sticks out like a sore thumb in the city.
You mean the party you just walked past?
Oh.
And by the time she turns around, they're gone.
Wait, what people? Anyway, she just kind of wanders over, waits to be acknowledged.
Oh, and you're on the map, so you can move yourself.
Yes.
Yule looks up. The bulgogi's good this day. Care to join us?
Sadi just gives this person an odd look, but a polite look. She just sort of like nods her head silently.
Who was I supposed to? Which one specifically was I supposed to look for? Like, I'm here to work.
Gabrard worked with all of them, so you've been given a description of the entire party. The only one that's missing is Iori, who was described as a human in unexceptional dress or outfit.
Well, she hands a scroll to to Yarra, detailing why she's here.
Huh.
And then she removes her cloak, revealing a giant owl person. Looks like a big barn owl.
Well, I'll be damned.
So
I mean, this will be a hoot.
Drin takes a moment and takes a sip of his ale, looks the owl person up and down several times, tilts his head to the left, drops his cup back down on the table, and continues to eat and starts to ignore the owl person.
So the letter basically is written by Verbard, and in short it says, I've been detained with various duties with the Lantern Society and Mizuki Hikari, so I've sent an associate of mine from the Pathfinders, Song, she who knows almost 10,000 things. Now, that's probably the incorrect title, but Verbard, Song You Know, tends to be very, like, more excited about research rather than, like, titles.
Oh, yeah. No, that's how she introduces herself. I am Song Ri-woon, she who knows almost 10,000 things, and I have been commissioned to work beside you. I am an archivist by trade, as well as a researcher.
Well, the Pathfinder Society, huh? Does Sadi actually know anything about them?
Who is who on this map, by the way? I know who Rana.
If you could please bring
Yarra
yourself, so that you can, like, and tell us
Sadi.
who you are.
This is Sadi, Sadi Al-Khatiri bin Fadlan. She is from Kathir in Qadira, far to the west.
I am Drin.
Which one's who?
That's Drin.
Okay, that's Drin. Who's this one?
I'm Yule. He is the goblin. He is the blue one. He is,
Okay.
And then that's his wolf rhyme.
This one right here.
This one?
Yes.
Sadi.
Okay. I knew which one Yarra was because the icon matches the thing.
Yeah.
Oh,
that was the only one I was sure about.
Oh, let me fix that. Here. There we go.
Here we go.
Wait, how do you do that?
You switch who you're speaking as.
Oh, in the chat, in the
At
chat
the bottom
bar,
right.
at the bottom right, where it says
What
"as."
the fuck?
We are learning new tech today, baby.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a nice.
Met this morning, but not at dinner.
But
Who
yeah,
put themselves in their spaces pouch? Oh, there will be weasels here.
Horse.
Peter, the horse is here. I hate that.
That said, once the server comes by to the table and offers a dinner to you, same menu that I mentioned before: bulgogi, kimchi, teokbokki, and shapchai, and are your choices, with your choice of either a fruit drink or an alcoholic beverage. And of course, there's a pitcher of water in the center of the table.
when the waitress comes to take her order, she doesn't move, except her head turns a full 180 degrees.
Yeah, I mean, it's
And-
kind of creepy, but you can see her tense up. But she's a consummate professional.
What's the beef one called again?
Bulgogi.
The Vergogi and a fruit drink, please.
Of course, we'll have that out just shortly. Since it's your first night here, that would be 2 silver. If you wish to request a room as well, that we can have a room for you for 4 silver, which includes breakfast in the morning. You can decide you can decide later. And with that, she bows her head and goes off.
She actually pays with a gold piece. So.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. She takes a gold coin and puts it in her little pouch and scuttles off.
Scuttle, scuttle, scuttle.
At that point,
Professional scuttle.
At that point, Iori, you can arrive.
Okay.
Doop-a-doop-a-doo.
Okay, so pretty much as mentioned before, dark-haired human of extremely plain appearance, and also looks like still nursing an injury.
Yule smiles at her. You do look better than you did the other day.
I'll take your word for it. I barely feel better. Well, I mean physically, emotionally, fantastic.
I would not doubt it with that great shot.
Sadi offers Iori a tentative, gentle pat on the back.
I'm not going to make you roll to see if you hit a tender spot, so thank you.
Oh,
That happened to me in real life.
Yeah.
Sadi was definitely being careful about this.
Okay, Iori, when you walk up, you notice a new person at the table.
Can I lore to see if I know what I'm looking at?
Sure,
Or like
go for
Arcana? I don't know what it would be.
it. That would be nature, actually. Yes. So, what's your
He is
ancestry
a
heritage?
skyborn Syrinx. You know what? Hang on. I'm gonna put it in chat. You guys can help me not butcher this.
Well, you had it right, Syrinx.
Oh, Syrinx. Okay.
Are
Basically,
they
an
common to
Albert.
the area?
Not at all. No.
Either way, she, before sitting down at least, kind of gives a polite, if a little bit formal, bow to the Syrinx and says, "Oh, you must be a friend of my companion's. It's a pleasure to meet you. I am Iori." And then she takes her seat.
I am Song Ri-Woon, she who knows almost 10,000 things. And actually, no, I just got here. I am from the Pathfinder Society.
Oh,
That makes us acquaintances of a sort. And Sadi just holds up her Pathfinder torch?
Her
Mhm.
emblem.
And your
Temple?
Wayfinder.
Wayfinder, that's the one. Thank you.
I got you.
Wait, is it similar to the one that I have?
Yes,
It's-
it's a different chapter, but it's the same model, basically.
She holds up her own Wayfinder.
Same hat.
aha, same hat.
Thought it was a compass.
I think it is a joke form of greeting comparing you have the same type of object. So
I do enjoy jests.
The server returns and sets down a beef bowl of bigogi in front of Song, as well as a tall mug of a sweet-smelling fruit drink. And then after that, she checks to see if anybody needs a refill, and unless somebody asks her for anything, she will depart.
Since Iori has arrived before, in between her leaving and coming back, she will ask for probably a beverage.
And she looks
what
to
is the bean of the day?
Well, I'm looking up bean drinks. 1 second. uh, Today's drink of choice, if you wish it, is a powdered drink made of ground grains and beans called misugaru. Basically, she describes a multigrain powder drink that is said to be refreshing and energizing.
Sounds perfect. I will take that.
Very well. And would you like your usual meal as well, or are you satisfied for the day? For now.
I'm satisfied, thank you. I'm not particularly hungry.
Very well. I'll have that in just a moment. And with that, she scuttles off, leaving you with the group once again.
Really quickly, Savi is just going to give Iori a cute little smirk and say, "Would you like some weasels for breakfast?" She's just going to hold up her
God.
spacious pouch. Easily.
Iori just flat out says it wouldn't be the first time.
This is, and after she says that, this is going to be the first time that Saudi actually says that she's fixed the curse on the spacious pouch, so it's just a normal pouch now.
Oh. We can no longer cause a plague of.
No, there shall be no plague of weasels in this land.
Wait, was it not supposed to do that?
And
it was not supposed to do that.
And at that point, the door opens, and in walks in a familiar elf. Now, I don't have an elf token for Daiduchi, so whenever you see the purple dot, that means they're in their elf disguise. But the familiar elf looks across the room towards your group, and then goes to stands close by. But they stop about just outside of arm's reach away when they notice Song. You know Daichuchi well enough to know that he's extremely paranoid and will not approach unless assured.
They stepped away for a moment. Song had stepped away. Their dog needed to go out.
Yep.
Oh, well, right. But basically, I'm not approaching the party because a stranger I don't know is there.
Invite him in.
Yarra would look to Iori.
Yeah.
In this case.
Saudi would do the same. Just sort of gesture with her head, tilting not so subtly towards Daichuchi. An entirely normal half-elf man.
Okay, and since more than a moment has passed, Daichuchi withdraws and sits down at this table.
Yule actually will motion for Rhyme to. He writes something down. He takes out a scrap of paper, writes something down, hands it to Rhyme to run over to Daichuchi, and just pops he pops up on the thing, drops a little sheet of paper on there, and then pops back. On the note, it says, "New contact. You are safe to approach."
So Daichuchi reads the letter and kind of rubs the temples of his forehead, and then walks over, taking the seat next to Iori, and then will lean over and say, "You're really going to deliver a letter to someone in hiding with a wolf?"
Yule looks at him. "I'm a blue, short man in a city of giants. I stand out.
No matter what.
No matter what.
I'm back.
A wolf doing something funny
Very well. Then
is just considered a party trick to many."
Very well. Then, since your new contact there, looking at Song, is one that you trust, I'll speak quickly. And Daitucci looks around and making sure that no servers are approaching. He leans forward and in a quiet voice says, I have found him. I have found. Though Iori knows who I'm speaking of, most likely. I have found that hero that I've been seeking from the Mizuki Hikari. Good news. The bad news is that he is on a wizard's tower, taken there, and is most likely captive. Worse news. I do not know how to get there without being seen by the guard towers.
Hmm.
We have to get there, rescue him, and bring him back.
Straightforward enough. Hard, yes, but straightforward.
Mhm. So,
It sounds like we have recon to do to figure out these towers.
mhm. Well,
Indeed.
we could simply sail across because apparently this wizard does have business selling ingredients and reagents to various travelers. That I did discover. So it doesn't have to be a secret voyage over to the island. However, depending on your actions, leaving may be problematic. So, what do you
Problematic,
think?
how so?
Well, if the wizard turned up dead and you were the last people seen going, see?
Understand.
If only the rainstorm was still around, because then we could at least hide under fog.
Yule smiles to Drin. Well, that's not too hard to whip up.
You have a wizard that who can change the weather? A druid, perhaps.
Better yet, ancient songs.
Wait, that's real?
You saw us end the storm before. It's easy enough for us to sing it.
This whole time I thought it was entirely coincidental.
I wish it was. But no, we are able to.
Well,
Right.
then I can tell you where the tower is. The tower is not too far, just perhaps a couple hours rowboat ride away from the shore. It is owned by a wizard named Yongri Nai. I do not know much about them. Just that they sell their services to the Oni Lords, and in exchange they're left alone by the Oni Lords.
Do we have a map of the area that I might look at, please?
Of course. And does anybody want to make any checks before we do that?
I was gonna say, Yule's gonna cast his eyes to the sky to check the state of the weather to see if his song would best, if he could truly influence the weather with the song. In this case, like is the weather impending enough where where the magic between the two of them would affect it?
You can make a
Nature?
nature or a occult check. Or primal. Actually, no, primal's not a skill. Nature. There is a chance that the spell could work, and that it could actually affect the weather and change it. It would be easiest if you could find some sort of wizard or mage that could cast like a fog spell that could do the effect as well, or a druid that can just directly change the weather. But it is possible that a well done song ritual may be able to change the weather tomorrow.
Do we know why this person is being held hostage
Well,
or prisoner?
Daichuchi says, well, he is a very valiant warrior for Mizuki Hikari and has claimed the lives of many Oni. It is very likely that he was betrayed or caught, perhaps, and in either case, he was brought in, and from what I understand, the general has, or rather the shogun, has asked that he be taken over to Yongrina Tower to be punished, and is currently still there.
Hmm.
So to be clear, you're asking us to defy the Shogun.
I mean, we already don't like the Shogun.
Have you not already
We
Yes.
don't
done so?
like them. We don't like the Shogun, but this is a step above. I definitely think that we should be careful for now.
It is very much a step above.
Have you not
Something to
already done
consider.
so?
But seeing that we just took down one of their right hands.
Meanwhile, he unfolds a map and shows you where the tower is, and you can see it there.
Actually, I do
Oh,
have a question then.
Yes.
In my time out and about, did is it clear if the news has broken?
It hasn't been long enough for the news to break yet. But you did hear the rumblings that people were wondering where Rokubi was, because apparently Tamami was in a rage earlier this morning looking for him, and he hasn't shown up, and he's not answering his summons. So
Why
you are
won't he answer
aware
my
that
cell?
I showed you my phone. Please respond. But no, moving on. Um,
Well, Iori will float the idea that if the news of Rokubi's untimely demise was to break tomorrow, the hubbub might have the guards distracted,
a good point.
because I am sure they will go into a security lockdown knowing that one of the three Oni lords has been found dead.
Interesting. Don't you
Which
worry that might increase the guards at the tower as well, though?
Well, if we are inside the tower,
Daituchi signals for the group to stop talking for a moment as the server arrives and sets down some your drink, and then once again checking to see if any refreshments are needed. Afterwards, she will depart.
Drin, of course, motions for more ale.
I would like to make a perception check.
Okay, feel
I would
free.
like to check if the. I'm sure if the waitress had heard that one of the three Oni lords had died, she would probably have at least some kind of tell. So
Go for
I'm
it.
going to watch her, primarily her body motions, to see if she seems aware of it,
Okay.
of what we were talking about.
Oh, jeez.
Okay, critical success.
Interesting.
You are absolutely certain that that the servant hasn't heard a thing, or at least not the content of your conversation. Um, she seems blissfully unaware. However, with that success, you do notice that there is a guard, a city guard, currently seated at a table across the room. Um, One that you've seen at your place of work. So, if they're basically, they might be a good person to put the word in their ear if you wish it to be spread, if you can handle it delicately.
I'll try and. Yeah, I can. I'll if the group decides that that is the route we want to go, I will do that.
Yeah, basically, you because you got a critical success, you found a lead. Anyway, we're gonna go back now that you've seen where the tower is.
Actually, I was wanting to know where the tigers were. That
Oh,
Yeah,
well,
that's why I was asking.
the tigers you will have to hunt.
Okay. Okay.
So basically, that's going to be like a survival check to hunt, survival in nature to find.
Okay, so that's a Yule.
Yeah.
Or-
Yep.
when we get to it, I'd like to craft a trap for it.
I mean, we do have a warning snare at least, so
Mhm.
we're already one step up. We do need the tiger alive for their bite,
Mm-hmm.
so yeah.
Yeah. So basically, like, you can knock him out, just don't kill him.
Well, I was thinking of setting up an ambush that traps it,
Yeah.
because that's one of my skills is ambush tactic.
This is true. So once the server leaves, Daituchi motions that we can continue talking. All right, so what do you think? Looking around at the group, what do you think of her plan? Motioning to Iori.
I think it's a good start.
I trust Yori with my life.
Distractions can be useful things.
Also, question to our newest member, Song. Do you have any magics involving fog and storms? I see you have many a scroll there.
I do.
Good. Maybe in conjunction with that, we could summon up ourselves a storm wall to escort us across the water.
It would have to be at night. And I don't think you would be able to see.
I'll see just fine.
I can see.
You
in the
can
dark.
see in magical darkness?
Yes, I can.
Great.
And I think Yarra can to a degree as well.
I mean, I have dark vision. I don't know if that actually applies to magical darkness.
Oh no, Drin just does have fucking
Greater dark. Yeah, but also
Yeah.
the way that darkness works in Pathfinder is that you have to heighten it to make it that it cuts through. You need magical spells to see through it. If you have dark vision or greater dark vision, then it has the normal benefits.
No,
Okay.
Greater Dark Vision does cut through that. It literally just says it right there.
Oh well, never mind. So there we go. So basically, if it was heightened, then dark vision wouldn't work, but Drin would still be able to.
So we do have our guide.
Yep.
Nice.
So in that case, just using the darkness spell would actually be more efficient than summing up a storm.
Yep.
But which is more obvious, the darkness spell or the storm?
If we do it at
Well-
night.
Yeah, going across in the night, we are a shadow upon a shadow.
Yeah, it's true.
How kind of turning back to our to Daichuchi, this wizard, how favored are they?
From what I've discovered, it's not so much that they are favored, they're tolerated. They have useful spells. Apparently, they send particularly persistent criminals and rebels over to the wizard to handle. I do not know what they do exactly, but the wizard basically handles the problem whenever the Oni Lord's lack of magical talents cannot.
Do we have anything that we could use to put the wizard's loyalty in question?
I haven't had the time to discover that.
That's understandable.
I've been actually trying to ask around about that, but most of the contacts that I have been closed-lipped or knew nothing.
Understood. Thank you.
Apparently, what I gather from this, however, is that the wizard basically pays for. The wizard favors absolute silence and obscurity, and pays for that by servicing the Oni Lord's whims whenever they require them.
Well, that solitude might keep them away from the guards' prying eyes during any commotion.
This is also true. If you wish, I do have a few contacts. If since looking at Song, since you do have a spell of darkness, I could. And then he holds up a hand, signaling everybody to be quiet. The server comes in, hands out Drin's beer, and then departs. And then Daituchi speaks again. If you wish, I can procure a rowboat that can fit. One of us have to stay behind, so I volunteer myself so that I can ensure enough disruption in the city to keep eyes off of you when you're ready to return. I'll just need a signal so I know when to work.
Let's see. Do I still have that flare arrow?
Or better yet, what about dissonant voices?
Oh, good point.
Because I think one of us has that.
Oh yeah, that works too.
Because you could cast your voice.
Oh, it's
I could use ghost sound.
That's what I meant. Words.
It's all good.
At fifth
It might be a
level.
very funny way to deliver the signal, but honestly, yes, that would be good.
I assume when it says at 5th level heightened to blank means when I am at level 5.
you cast that as a 5th level spell, yeah.
Yeah.
But yes.
Okay, in that case, it would have a range of 120 feet.
Yes.
That would be enough. Because basically he explains that he will. That will be enough. Enough distance. Then, once you give me the signal, I can arrange a distraction so that you can sail back without an issue. When do we wish to do this?
Bit of a quick look. Oh, meow! Knowing what we know since we had just made the trip back, how many hours walk would you say it is from the city to Rokubi's final resting place?
Maybe, assuming they went directly to it, about 3 hours.
Okay.
So, since they've been looking all day, given the wide net that would likely be used, it's very likely that news will be found by tomorrow afternoon at the latest.
Well, if we...
Right now, the only other task on our plate.
Well, if we were...
What were you saying, Yule? Because it looks like your audio cut off. But
Yeah.
while you're typing, go ahead. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, I could hear I couldn't hear what Iari was saying, and I realized I was interrupting.
So I'm physically gonna step away, but I'm still here. I'm just changing loads of laundry.
Okay, Iori, what were you saying?
I was going to say that if we were with a little bit of assistance, we may be able to time the news breaking with some kind of notable distraction within the city to pull everybody inwards, possibly inwards to specifically the inner city, which might give us some time to move. But
that sounds like a good idea.
And then potentially we could, in the afternoon, make our way to, like, we could enter during then, and that, like, during when the news broke, which if it was in the afternoon would give us a few hours where we couldn't leave, but then once night falls, we could use darkness to cover our escape.
That's true. That's probably the more efficient way to do it.
Well, if you wish, I can cause that distraction. I have allies in Mizuki Yukari in the city, and for Yoritomo, we'll put our lives on the line to get that hero out.
All right, Buster. The alternative is that we use the darkness in the morning before dawn to enter, but then use the commotion as our exit strategy.
So, the commotion to get you out or into the city. My friends, what do you think is best? And looking across each face from Song all the way around to Iori is at last.
Seeing that it might be just as a point of logic, that getting out in the morning under cover of darkness might be the easier option, because we might be, well, using up our spells and all our tasks and our abilities on the way in there. So getting out with all our spell slots and spells might be a challenge. My vote is for darkness morning, exit with the exit being our distraction.
Agreed.
That gives you, Daichuchi, the most amount of time to set up for it.
No, that gives the least amount of time.
Can I use academia lore for like battle strategies that I may have studied?
Yeah.
You can attempt it. Give it a try. Woo! Good roll. Okay. So, what do you want to know? So that
Basically, she recites one of the more influential battles of like some ancient war, how a decisive victory was created because the attacking army sieged and struck just before dawn, when the defending army was basically rousing from their sleep. It's better to attack when basically the point she's trying to make is it would be more doable to prep through the night with whatever Daiuchi is using as a distraction. That way they have hours to prepare, and the resulting confusion from whatever the distraction is, however grand the distraction is, coupled with the fact that people are waking up to begin their shift, they're still groggy. People who have been awake all night are tired and thus fatigued.
So basically, using distraction to get you out of the city might be the better call.
Yes.
Okay.
Go
ahead.
Just to cover all of our bases, Iori asks Daituchi, how long do you wager it will take your contact to be in position? Would they require or prefer the additional time, or will they be ready if we attempt to go in before dawn?
If you wish to go before dawn, we will be ready. We've trained for years for this. We've fought a campaign against the Oni for 100 years. We can handle this.
She nods knowingly, having participated in a fair amount of that, but also adds with kind of a smirk, like, "Well, it's just a distraction. We're not trying to. We're not trying to burn the city down yet."
Of course. And Daituchi actually blushes at that because you know where he was going to take it if you didn't point that out.
All right, Harry.
Then, if that's what you wish, I can depart and get my contacts ready. I suggest that you rest up and make any preparations you need and be ready by dawn. I'll have a boat waiting by the docks and he lists a location for the docks.
So the final decision here has been Are we doing the distraction in the morning or going over in shadow?
Basically, it sounds like the distraction, causing a distraction to rouse the guards and get them into the city, and get the tired guards basically to act groggily, basically to get eyes off of the water, so that way you can save your darkness spells for getting back.
Makes sense.
So I should go plant rumor.
Oh yeah.
Yes, basically, if you can help plant the rumor, then that'll make his job easier, because any assistance you can make before to help Daituchi will affect his rolls and what happens to him. I'm just going to point that out.
Okay, yeah, I can do that.
So in theory, I could go to the other place and hobnob with the nobles and plant rumors.
You can as well.
All right.
So, in fact, I'm going to say this. Everybody can take one action to try to help. That'll still allow you plenty of time to rest up, make your spell preps and all that. Alchemy preps. So, if you don't want to do it because you don't trust your dice rolls, you don't have to.
So the only thing I'm going to say is that the more people we put on spreading the rumor, the more it looks like a conspiracy.
Oh.
That's a good point. So then let's say 2 people at most, a third of the party.
Yeah.
So I guess that'll be Yarra and Iori.
Yeah.
Yeah, I suppose if Yada, as the, as a wealthy foreigner, and Iori as like a servant within one of the houses will probably be enough, just making it seem like the two are unconnected business.
Mm-hmm. And I will be wearing the masquerade scarf.
Good call. Okay. So, before I get to your rolls,
Yeah, 'cause
Daituchi
I'm still in
says...
the laundry room.
Yeah, Daituchi will say...
Oh shit, I have to rotate laundry.
Perfect timing.
Well, great timing. So Daituchi will say, very well, then I'll get this done. Are there any supplies that you need planted in the boat with you? I can handle small things on such short notice.
Potions?
I'll see what I can do. Anything else?
That's all I can think of at the moment. Thank you. Thank you for helping us. And us helping you.
It's the least I could do. And with that, he bows his head.
Oh, actually, I do have one small thing. If you'd be able to get it done before we see each other again.
And what's that?
She fishes into her bag and takes out a bundle of armor plate of leather armor plates and straps. It is her current leather armor, and it is pretty heavily torn up from getting a big old hole bitten through it. If you could just get this in working order to last one more day, that would be greatly appreciated.
Of course.
Just a patch job should do it.
Mm-hmm. By the way, Iori, I'm going to let you know the armor that you had requested will be ready for this mission, so you can replace it with that if you wish.
Oh, okay. In that case, then don't worry about it.
Well, yeah, but this is a roleplay moment. I'm just letting you know as the player.
Okay, cool.
Because basically, what's gonna happen? Because you're gonna be sleeping at the fancy hotel place, right?
Excuse me.
You're sleeping at the gambling house, right? Or are you going back there to affect these rumors, basically?
She will probably. Yeah, she is going to actually be heading back to Kubota's residence. I'm sure that there is, or she could do that. I'm sure whatever Jabroni is working at the. I wrote his name down. I don't remember it.
No, it's all good.
Yeah. Okay. She'll be heading to the Jade Coin, and then we'll probably turn in whatever. Not to say doctor's note, but saying like, "Hi, sorry, My lord says I can't perform for the next week because I got attacked on the roads.
And
I have a doctor's note. Goodbye.
and as a matter of fact, when you do turn in, just so that you see, apparently Kubota had paid to have it rushed, and a note is left on top of the armor, basically saying, "Do not leave the city without wearing this. It will protect you."
Blessed be to Kubota.
How
goofer.
sweet. But I say with absolutely no hint of affection.
What a goober.
But yeah,
No, I mean he's
because-
protecting his investment.
Yeah, exactly. But
Fair enough.
obviously, since you didn't know that was going to happen, you'll also find a leather armor repaired and ready to go in the bottom of the boat. In the boat.
Sweet.
But with that said, Daituchi takes his leave and will prepare. So while you two are handling laundry, let's handle everyone else.
Okay.
Is everyone else making any preps that evening?
Yule
Just
is actually
setting up the bombs.
Yule's actually going to go to the local hunters and see if they know where an area nearby where tigers are. Just a recon in that direction.
Good call. You can make a nature check to see, or diplomacy check with a +2, because of your good favor with the basically the locals, the people of Chuye.
Yep. All right. So let me roll that. A 28.
Okay. Yes, you do have some good leads. And basically, a lot of the tigers have been pushed out of the Chuyokai forest and are primarily hanging out on beaches and along along beaches in the cave networks. In effect, this is going to give you a +2 to your roll when you're actually hunting them.
Sweet.
So you can just jot that down somewhere.
Yep.
Okay. Sadi is making potions. Dren, are you making any preps for tonight?
I've forgotten what my preps are for my weapon.
What?
Did we change that?
No, you can still assign one of the characteristics to it. Let me go find it. The name of the
shipping.
I actually have it on your sheet underneath. Let me see, under feats.
There.
Where is it? Blade ally. There we go.
There. Okay.
So you can decide which of those you want. Ghost touch, fearsome, returning, shifting, or vitalizing.
I'll put fearsome on it this time.
Okay, awesome.
And then meditate.
Okay.
I've been neglecting my meditations lately.
And Song, any preps you're making for tonight?
I'm not exactly sure what she should be doing, to be perfectly honest.
Well, my recommendation then, you could make an Arcana check to see if you can find any information about the wizard. You could also
Yeah,
because
let's
I
do
believe you have
research on the
staff-
target.
Okay.
Say what?
Also, your staff nexus, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so I believe that means you can also like prep a staff with some spells, but I forget how it works off the top of my head.
There you go.
You're not 8th level yet.
I'm back.
I am back as well, but
No.
I got attacked, so 1 second.
So your best bet would be to make a society or an arcana check, because if you find some information about the wizard, the target, you might be able to get some information on what spells to prep.
Arcana and society, or
Your choice. Your choice.
Okay, I was about to say because this character is the polar opposite of Sabat.
No,
he
for
doesn't
sure.
have anything with society.
You could also do academia lore, actually. So would you like to roll that instead?
Yeah.
Go for it.
Holy shit.
Okay. So, you can ask me a question about Yongrina, and I'm going to type the name in for Blasty.
Yep.
So
That's the name. That's the name of the wizard we are going to be facing off against, not the person we are going to save.
correct.
What? It's kind of a two-part question.
All right.
What are they trained in, and how proficient are they?
Okay, so as far as proficiency, they are a powerful wizard. Not like a world shaker, but not quite an archmage, but definitely proficient enough that the Oni are willing to play by their rules. As far as their apparently they are Lamiakin. So a lot of their spells have to do with like charms and enchantments and that sort of things, or at least a lot of the ones that you've heard about.
Okay. So high will saves.
Very likely, yes.
In a moment like this, I say I could drink a bag of weasels.
God,
Then-
if only.
I'm going to suggest. Who's in charge, by the way?
Yarra.
Yeah.
I think it's kind of split between Yarra, Iori, and Sadi.
I'm a distant. I was gonna say I'm a distant third in whatever horse race we're speaking of.
Iori will
Okay.
say I'm literally a professional servant, so I'm defaulting.
Got it.
Sir,
Song
this is
will-
ma'am,
Go ahead.
this is democracy.
Party dynamic is so not what I'm used to.
I know, right?
Oh my god. Yarra. Song will go and find Yarra and explain what she has found regarding the target. They are very well trained in magic of the mind. So we will need bolstering of wills. That way we do not fall under this person's sway.
Well, I can offer a Lesser Bravos group. We just check and see what that effect is. Yes. And if it's at all possible, I should very much like to stay very far away from this wizard. If I can get a shot on them, I can shoot them from up to 150 feet away.
Yes, Sadi is our
Further.
sniper.
Okay, I'm gonna propose that we take a break, 5-minute break here. Actually, no. Let's handle the rolls first, and then we'll take the break. So,
Sounds good.
Yara and Iori.
Yep.
Since you're spreading rumors, you have a few options. If you have a relevant lore that could work, you could roll that instead. But you could also roll bluff if you're trying to hide that you're the one that is, or deception. Excuse me. You can roll deception if you're trying to hide that you're the one spreading it. You could roll diplomacy if you don't care, or society.
Ooh. Definitely
So
gonna do
what-
diplomacy on this one.
So once again, the choices are bluff, or I keep thinking the 5e. So deception, diplomacy, society,
Big baby.
or relevant lore. So I'm typing that in.
Alright. Sorry, I have the big baby.
Big orange baby.
Okay, 21. That will be 1 point towards the total. What will you choose, Yori?
Can I use Oni Lord's lore to use knowledge of
How to play
Right.
them?
well, I was going to say of like Raikube?
Yes.
Yeah, of his retinue and his movement and stuff like that. The more details I can give, the more knowledgeable I seem.
Yes, you may. And that'll be a lower difficulty since you're hitting a lower skill.
Let's go. I'm going to re-roll that.
Go for it.
Oh,
Critical success.
Okay.
It is, in fact, just that easy. Yes, so asterisk so long as you have hero points to burn, which I am now out, so please don't
Well-
make me roll more dice.
Well, guess what? Thankfully, the party, since you succeeded, the party has earned 1 hero point.
Woohoo!
Okay.
Because
I am-
Yori crit succeeded, that puts you at a threshold so that you can either everybody gains a 2nd hero point.
So
So 2 hero points.
I'm at
So
3
if you
now.
haven't used
Okay.
it,
Yeah, remember
Yeah,
3 is the max. All right, so we're going to go ahead and take this moment to take a pause. So 5-minute pause, and when everybody's back, we will reconvene.
All right.
sounds good
Putting
to me.
us on BRB.
Yongri Tower. Oh, wizards and alchemists, prepare your stuff.
What do you think is ready?
Okay, eh.
Oh God.
Oh, God. Yeah, no, you are already dead from the tiny fists of fury.
Hey, Fia, I sent you one last question. Sorry.
Hey, no worries. Let me
Oh
take a
my
look.
mu shindeu.
Yes,
Okay.
that was
Oh no, she's back.
Yes. There it is.
there we go.
And I'm roasting. What the heck?
I mean, you are hot.
Everybody was supposed to be chilling, and they threw an ice bomb at me to try and get me to chill.
Oh no, that's not an ice bomb. You are encased in ice.
Oh,
Crap. Where's my power cord for my phone?
Where you left it.
Oh, that's way too big. I need to get that smaller.
that's a rowboat.
That's not a boat. That's a city.
That's
Not
a
it.
Battleship.
But it
All
could.
right. Well, you know what? Good enough. I don't have a rowboat token, so we'll just work with it.
Oh, okay.
But okay, so
That's no boat. It's a space station.
so are we all back?
Almost.
Yeah.
All right, and Song, you've prepared your spells for the day.
Yes.
Sweet.
I told you, San Marzano tomatoes. Okay, I'm here. I have my food.
My cornbread helps.
Your cornbread was terrible last time I had it. You burnt it.
I didn't this time.
All right, so
No worries, Wandering.
now that we're back, it is dawn. A cold, chilly, and dark morning. You hear shouting from within the city, the inner parts of the city. It seems that whatever Daituchi did has come into effect as you hear a loud explosion. And it, sure enough, draws in all the eyes away from the water.
My
Once you arrive,
cabbages! Sorry.
including hearing somebody yell about their cabbages. What you find once you reach the docks is a single rowboat, large enough to fit you and your group. At the bottom of which is a repaired suit of leather armor, 3 lesser healing potions, 3 minor healing potions,
Yes, it is an odd day, Grumpy.
and a dagger. Okay, so once again, that's 3 healing potions, minor, 3. Let me see. Oh, okay. And let me just respond to something real quick. Okay, so I just whispered somebody back. Once you have everything gathered, you have 3 healing potions minor and 3 healing potions lesser added to your loot. You can divide them up however you wish. But
Let's see.
you have plenty of time to sail across the water to Yongrina's tower, and
I'll take the dagger.
you find that the island has only a single port, as the entire rest of the island is a tall, craggy mountain. So you have no. There doesn't appear to be any safe way to approach the island except that singular dock. Strangely enough, once you arrive, there is no one to greet you. It's almost as if the wizard doesn't expect visitors and hasn't bothered to have anyone to greet visitors that may come. Once you arrive, you step out onto a single pathway and thick trees. It's almost as if like the foliage has not been tended to, except for a single path leading up towards the single tower. And let me just take you to the first thing you see.
Okay, so just I'll take the. I already have 3 minor on me. I was gonna say, who wants the All right, so we'll give the three miners to Grumpy then.
That'll give me 6.
Good, then you get to swing them
But
around.
I'll share them when needed.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Oh well, you take 2, and Sadi will take 1. So you go up to 5 then,
That works.
and we'll have Yarra hold the rest.
Who has the spacious pack or whatever it's called? Spacious pack.
I do.
And Sadi has one as well.
Okay, which one of you wants to hold the backup leather armor?
I'll add that to my inventory.
Okay. Iori will give them the leather armor. She is wearing what looks to just be like a black gi and a black undershirt.
Right.
And
okay.
gloves. And
I love
probably.
this.
Well, in that case, I'll hold the lesser potions then in the bag. So
Okay.
it'll be in the back anyway, I realize.
She's wearing ninja shit.
Hell yeah.
All right. So, as you leave your boat, you see a single tall tower that extends at least 100 feet off of the ground, at the top of a long, winding trail. The winding pathway leads, as you can see, to the front door of the tower, and is surrounded by thick, brambly trees. A single sign rests on the road a short way from the door. The only windows that you can see are on the bottom 2 floors. And you also see 3 statues resting at the top of the like on a extension from the first 2 levels of the tower. Along the pathway, you also see several statues, and you should be able to see everything that I made notations that you can actually see the descriptions, I believe, if you mouse over them.
Really quick question. Who has low will who would need the bravado potion?
Uh,
Or the
Probably-
Bravo Screw?
Let me take a look, but I think it's probably going to be me.
what is... I have a 11 will.
E9.
Yeah, you definitely.
How many of those did you make?
No. That was one. That was from Loot.
Oh,
Somebody can't make those yet.
gotcha.
Mine's a 10.
I am an 11.
Yes, I
11
think that goes
myself.
to Yada.
I am an expert at being willful, I suppose.
So,
I mean, yeah.
I think
But
it's
also-
me because when I rage, my will goes down.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying.
Sadi also has the same will as Yara, but she's going to try and be really, really far away.
Yule taps on Iori's shoulder and points to the second statue. The tag. Look at the tag on that one.
Oh.
look at the pose of all of them. They've been frozen in place as they try to approach the gate.
Can I do Arcana check or Academia lore to determine what possibly may have done this?
You may. Yes. Academia lore will be a slightly lower check. Also, if anybody can speak Giant or Draconic, they can read the sign. Okay.
Oh, I can read
Academia
the
lore?
sign then.
All right,
Hell yeah.
So I will whisper you in just a moment. I'm whispering song real quick. So,
I can even sing the song. Say that I saw the sign.
oh god. All right, and now to whisper you song or Iori. And you're reading the sign, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. So
Boy, I sure hope reading the sign does not trigger a trap.
there you go.
The sign says, if you look up, it says gullible on the ceiling.
Seriously?
The sign says, if you can read this, you are gay.
No. Yeah.
And it's like, damn it.
He who reads this note shall eat their tiny bowls. Oh,
Oh.
damn it.
Stop beans. Also, I'm re-rolling that. Okay, hold on. Should I re-roll that?
You have
You
2
may want
points.
to.
Sorry, like 3 people talked at once. What was that?
You may want to.
Okay, I'm re-rolling that.
Okay.
Oh, should this be a private roll or should I just like have that?
I don't care.
Okay.
I mean, it's whatever. Okay, that is a success. So, as Iori reads the sign, you notice something odd about the pole. The pole seems a bit crumbly at parts, and when you like flick around at it, you notice that inside of the crumbly parts are small alcoves that have small wood colored clay pieces that almost look like a puzzle of some sort. And by your best guess, they may fit together if a skilled craftsman can work their magic with it.
You got at least 3 of those. Or 2 of those.
No, I think it is 3.
Yarra, yeah, you're right.
Yep. I have I'm trained in crafting.
Same.
Yeah, I'm trained as well.
So am I.
I think it's more of a question of who isn't trained in crafting.
Me. It's one of the 2 skills I'm not trained in.
I have 1, 2, 3, 4.
Actually, 3, I suppose. I should get trained in religion, considering that I work at a temple.
You've been faking it till you're making it.
I mean,
When you lie on your job application,
faith is in the heart, not in your brain.
That is
when you lie on the job application and get the job anyway.
This is the one job I didn't lie about. The rest of my PV is fake. This part's real.
So what will the party do?
You said it's a puzzle.
It seems like the pieces fit together, yes.
Oh, Iori points out that the sign says unannounced guests should watch their heads.
I would like you.
Concerning.
I don't know if anyone else said that out loud, so I'm saying it.
Well then, it's a good thing I'm short.
Yule looks up and just looks towards the roof. Shall I roll a perception check
Turned it
then?
down to warm.
You may.
I click the button and nothing is I'm re-rolling that.
Mhm.
There we go.
Hey.
Okay. Yes, that is a critical success. It seems that the statues are watching the party. Or they're posed to watch the party, perhaps.
And I use academia lore on the puzzle.
Academia lore wouldn't really help here on the puzzle.
Arcana?
It seems. You can attempt it. Okay. As you judge the pieces for a moment, you determine that there appears to be no magic to them. It appears to just be a non-magical puzzle piece, or a set of puzzle pieces.
Hmm.
Do I recognize what kind of puzzle this could possibly be?
It looks like it may fashion itself into some sort of decorative object, or perhaps some sort of perhaps a horn of some sort, perhaps.
Hmm.
She's basically going to study this puzzle because, for some strange reason, she has gotten it into her head that it's tied to whatever these statues are.
Speaking of
So-
which, Yule is actually.
Too.
Well, Yule's gonna actually look at the statue of Yoritomo, and actually just like he's not the most magically inclined, but he's gonna just use what limited arcane knowledge he has to just sort of examine it, see if he can sense anything about it, being if it's actually just a statue in the shape of this person, or if it's the person turned into a statue.
Iori is going to do something kind of similar with looking at the statue of Benkei.
Okay.
Just
And
like at first blush, like she has memorized what this person looks like. She should be able to tell if it's him or not.
it is absolutely him.
Okay, well,
And unlike the only statues that don't have any kind of lichen or moss on them, like they haven't been here for a while, are the statues of Yoritomo and Benkei. They seem the cleanest and freshest.
You think this Benkei was sent here to check on the wizard?
I mean, maybe, but
Unless this is actually them.
Okay.
Ah,
Meanwhile, Song, you've spent some time studying the puzzle pieces, and you are convinced that a careful hand may be able to fit them together to create a horn, but the clay that the objects are made of are delicate. Basically, if you ruin it, you might break it.
actually, I will have. You know what? Never mind.
Oh, good. What are you going to say?
No, it doesn't like actually help or anything.
Okay. Alright.
It's one of those things where you have an idea and then you think about the idea for more than like 10 seconds and you're like, actually, this might be a bad idea.
Fair enough.
Yarra has been quiet this whole time. She's actually going to approach one of the statues and look for crafter's marks. Like tool
Ooh, good call.
marks and witness marks, those kinds of things.
Good call, actually. Give me a perception check.
Okay, I'm also going to roll it as crafting.
Yeah. You spend some time looking it over, and you don't see any crafter's marks. There's no like rough chiseling. There's no like scratching of tools. It looks like somebody. It's almost lifelike, to be honest.
Guys,
yeah, that's what I was afraid of.
Somebody's going to check out the statue that she's next to. The one right at the very front. Looking for very much the same thing.
Okay, hold on. So this means that we can approach them and it doesn't immediately, like... We have cleared that approaching one of these is not part of the trap, if there is a trap.
That is correct.
Okay. In that case, first thing, Aori is like walking up to the Benkei one and kind of like points at him and says like, if that is actually you in there, I am extremely disappointed. And then after that, can I make a search? Can I search for traps? Like, can I just make a roll to search for traps?
You may, but real quick, Sadi, you said you were examining the statue next to you, correct?
Yep.
All right. What are you looking for?
Same thing that Yada's looking for, just crafter's marks. See if it looks drafted or if it's well magically created.
Okay. Give me a perception check.
excuse me.
Like, could you put that head back on it?
It looks like that it is indeed lifelike. There are no craft marks. It seems that the head is indeed lying at the statue's feet. The head is still in good condition, but obviously if it is a living person, reattaching the head won't help, but keeping the head may be able to allow it to be resurrected. Okay, Song, if you want to attempt to, since you're going to take your time with it, I'm going to let you make a craft check. Good luck. Make your roll.
Nice.
Huzzah.
Very good. So, you spend 20 minutes crafting this, putting the puzzle pieces together, making very sure to protect it. And once you do, you find that everything clicks into place, and completing it flashes it with a brief green light and fastens all the seals together and hardens it. You now have a perfectly serviceable signal horn in your hand.
Nice.
Yay.
Yeah. We have options now for returning.
Is that what this thing does?
Well, it's a signal horn.
I mean, I think currently we don't know what it does.
Oh,
Yeah, okay, well, hold on. Can I make an Arcana check? Is this horn enchanted?
Well, you saw the light from it, so it's likely enchanted so that when the pieces are put together, it's sealed, and that was it.
Oh, okay,
So
never
no
mind.
need to make a roll.
Okay.
But I will remind you that you did read the something on the sign.
Watch your heads.
Well, that wasn't quite the full message.
By the way,
Unannounced guests should watch their heads.
Ooh.
So blowing the horn might announce our presence, which will deactivate the trap but give away our position.
just so everyone knows, the statue I am in front of is the hero that we're supposed to rescue.
So the one missing
Pick
its
him
head
up,
or the
let's
one
take
not
him to
missing
the
its
boat
head?
and leave.
yeah. No, I think lifting them up is gonna. Yule motions to the other two statues that clearly have had their heads obliterated.
So they were unannounced guests.
Okay. When you cast that spell, the statues do have a latent transmutation magic, basically like a magic that change their shape. Also, the tower glows with a powerful magical presence.
That was loud.
And also, because it is heightened, because it automatically heightens, the door seems to be what's the word I'm looking for? It's a magic that basically, like, when a trigger happen, I forget the school of magic, but it's a magic that basically has it do something when a trigger is set. I think that's transmutation, abjuration. That's what it was. So it's an abjuration magic, and the tower itself is just glowing with a lot of like enhancement magics, basically to protect it and from the outside.
I believe tooting our horn will get us inside. Because as I'm observing this tower, this is not someone who welcomes door-to-door broom salesmen.
Well, better to be inside and smacking somebody in the face than out here and getting turned to stone.
Well, I mean, hold on. Iori is very clearly, like, deep in thought.
Yeah, Sadi is definitely listening to her.
Well, we have at least one. She kind of just, like, explains her thought process between them. Like, if we toot the horn, it gives away our presence. So we need to come up with a good reason for why we are here. So,
Yeah. You can't
what-
exactly just walk up and say, "Hello, sir. We would like to kill you."
right. So we need to come up with an alternative. We have at least, and kind of points towards Yarra, Astrid's
Yeah.
character.
Yeah.
Yeah, that we have at least one person of relatively noble birth, or at least of like high status, and her knowledge of like, and her own knowledge of local customs. So, just trying to think of like what could they say that would get them inside.
Offer him.
Ah. I am
Is
Yarra.
there like a legitimate reason to be here aside from some sort of prisoner swap or something like that?
Hold on,
Abraham.
I have an idea.
Mhm.
Oh,
Okay, Fee.
Mm-hmm.
All right. What was Rokubi's position in the cabinet?
Rokubi was basically head of the city guard, so like the chief sergeant.
Would Rokubi or one of Rokubi's retainers likely be this person's like direct point of contact?
You would be aware that very likely, yes.
Well, we could be here breaking the news. We could also, and she's trying to think of like the best way that they could possibly spend this.
While you're thinking, you kind of notice a gleam and a slow grin cross Yara's face.
Uh-oh.
I mean, Iori's like, I'm thinking, you go ahead. Like, what's up?
What if, and this may sound strange, what if I were to put you in bonds and have you transform into your natural state and approach with a barter?
Well, that is
Absolutely not.
that is as good an idea as any.
Because I could approach it as my queen, Queen Cressida of Corvosa, wishes to start a trade for how to handle our prisoners.
Drin is starting to fidget.
Drin, there's combat to be at hand. Prepare yourself.
Iori kind of like taps her foot on that one and says, that could work. I haven't talked a lot about this, but I have a bit of a bounty.
I figured.
Well, Fia, how much would you wager it is?
Let me see. At this point,
I mean, obviously, with Rokubi, it's probably about to get another 0.
Well, plus
Well,
the
it
extra
wa-
tail.
that's true. It before Rokubi, it was 300 gold pieces and the title.
Yeah, so that could potentially get us in the door.
The rest of you would be my retainers.
I have killed many fox hunters. I don't do that. I don't do that as much anymore. I've retired from professional fox hunting. If I do it now, it's just for the love of the sport.
Well then,
I suppose this could work, especially if
So Sadi brought up a point.
Then there's also, we would have to do a trick knot.
easy enough done.
But I don't think she would be frozen on the spot because he would want to turn her over for the bounty. And likely, I hate to say it, the Oni Lords would torture you.
She's clearly thinking about, like, well, don't worry, I am.
Well then, I think we should act on the. So if that's the plan, then let's begin.
Hold on, quickly looking some stuff over.
I do need to go though. Like I
Alright.
said, I need to be up at 4 a.m. for work.
Okay. Well, we still have a little bit of time before we close, so thanks for hanging out. We'll
Yes.
keep you posted.
Yes.
Fee.
Yes.
Do Kitsune have any natural weaknesses?
No natural weaknesses. No.
Okay, secondary question. Is there any known or easy to do method that would prevent shape changing?
It would not easy to do. It would have to be like some sort of binding collar or some sort of magical manacles that basically keeping your manacles of one shape that would lock you into your present form.
Okay, that's fair enough. I didn't know if there was anything that you could do.
Mhm.
All right. Well, yeah, we could go through with this, especially with knowing. You'd probably know who I am. And could potentially just be in a situation where he wouldn't risk freezing or killing all of us outright. Because if that didn't work, I would most certainly kill him. So the legend goes.
Oh, the legend goes.
So I'm just gonna hide Song for now.
Okay.
All right. Well,
We'll just say the Song's gonna keep watch on the boat.
Yeah.
For now.
All right.
Yule takes the horn for the moment.
Mm-hmm. Dren is starting to flip his dagger. What are you gonna? So what will the party do?
Let us get ourselves ready then. False prisoner's gambit.
Okay. So I assume that Yara is going to tie a trick knot onto Yori, right?
Yeah.
Hold on. Sorry, I'm looking through.
Okay, gotcha.
So the only thing that I'm saying is that I think that. Damn. Yeah, I just don't think that there's a. Yeah, I'm guessing nobody actually has any manacles on their person.
We have one pair.
Okay, well that would probably look more convincing than rope.
Yule pulls from the spacious pouch the one spare pair of manacles he still has.
I mean, I tend to carry them on most characters. I'm more surprised that he doesn't have any.
Is there a way to rig them so that in an instant she can pop them off?
I can change shape.
Oh, that's true.
Okay. So
Yule applies them.
all right.
But he does not. But he does not put the full lock in. He sets it where if she moves her wrists quickly, they will pop.
Okay. What are you doing? Lock those. We're not amateurs here. I have a reputation to keep.
Fair enough. Yule clicks them in place.
Okay.
And he holds up the horn. Ready?
I can't seem to find the side.
Right click your token.
And at the bottom where it says multi-sided, choose side.
Yeah, I only have regular bloodied and then like the ninja form and bloodied.
Um.
Oh, I guess you didn't add the.
Oh. Okay. I'll add them later because I must have forgotten.
Yeah, it's no big deal. I'll flip the token for the time being, and we'll just roll with it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
Alright,
Yule toots the horn.
And once you toot the horn,
Oh, also before we do that, Iori hands the weapons that she has over to Saudi.
And Sadi takes them.
all right. Once you good.
Be ready to receive them back.
So
Yeah, well, if you let go of them, they'll make their way back to me.
once you toot the horn, the front door opens, and the statues return to their original position, facing off to the water.
Yarra tugs on the manacles. And
And by the way, I meant the statues on top of the building, not the ones out in the yard.
yeah.
All right, so party's moving in.
Yep.
All right, let me just gather everybody. Move your tokens together so that I can
Yeah.
and let me just get you all gathered. Boom, boom. Okay, and didn't mean to bring that statue with me. So boom. All right, so I think everybody can see, right?
Yep.
So once
So
you
much
enter,
dust and grime.
mm-hmm. The first room you enter is a warm and cozy room that smells slightly of spiced tianxia incense. There is an open doorway leading to a larger room, and a small 4-foot ladder against the wall leading to a bookshelf close to the fireplace. There are also a set of letters lying on a pedestal by the door. And that's what you see in this room.
Yeah.
And obviously you can mouse over things to get any extra descriptions. But this room
There's
smells
something.
nice. It's
There's
cozy.
something right here that does not have a description.
Yeah.
Where is it? Can you ping it?
We are.
I don't see it.
It's the 9 o'clock.
Oh, that doesn't have any special description.
Yeah, but it's good. But it's an object you put there.
No, that's actually part of the map.
Really?
Yeah.
Because that loaded in, like, the thing that's on the table there loaded in with everything else, while certain things were still fuzzy.
Well, I assure you, that's just
Alright.
part of the map.
Cool, yeah.
That's just basically like a table that has food on it.
Right.
All right. So, what do you do?
Huh. Well, that was not as what I was expecting. I guess. Well, I'm first going to examine those piles of papers that are right next to us, right when we get in.
Okay. Let's see. The papers describe the instructions for activating a magical broom. Also, you see that the papers have symbols of various countries upon them. Lore Labor and Lore Heraldry may be able to make sense of them.
And I guess that means that Sadi's up.
Yeah, you'll pass the paperwork to Sadi.
Okay.
And Iori.
Iori, you have determined the instructions for activating a sweeper broom. Basically, a broom that will automatically clean a floor. Basically, a magical Roomba.
As I was about to say, yo, he just bought a Roomba!
No. Sadi, you don't have to worry about rerolling.
Oh, I don't?
Because I already got it.
Oh, okay, never mind.
Or was there a second part to this?
Okay, I'm sorry. Anyway, what did you mean by the?
Because you had mentioned something about heraldry.
Yes. Do you have lore heraldry?
Well, Sadi does.
Sadi does.
Yeah, that's why Sadi rolled.
Right, I thought that was... My bad, I thought it was...
No, those
all
are two
the room.
separate. No. Two separate
There's-
rolls for two separate pieces of information.
Alright,
In that
yeah.
case, yeah, I did reroll that.
Okay. And what you found is basically that the letters, once you examine them, can be folded in such a way to basically release small symbols. And those symbols are of the nations of Tianxia, Geb, Telesh, Cheliax, Bravoy, and Kadira.
Oh,
Ooh. Telex ties into Mother's mission.
Mm-hmm.
Well then, maybe we should try that.
And at that point, you hear somebody shouting from up above. Yes? Please wait down there. The High Mage is not having guests at the moment, but will be there soon. If it's an emergency, then do clean up down there, and the gate shall open.
Understood, sir!
Yarra just kind of like rolls her eyes.
Yarra.
You're...
Fucking mages.
Yarra to play up. You heard him, retainers. Clean up.
Yes. Yes, ma'am. Yule is going to make a beeline for the back room there. Look at that sign.
When you go to the second room, this larger room is dirty with lots of dust and debris on the floor, and a person-sized window on the west side of the room. A stone slab blocks the stairs leading up to the next level, and narrow slats extend up to the ceiling. You can also see food lying on the table and an open doorway leading into what looks like a kitchen. That's where you were headed, Yule.
Yeah, he
You can
stops and
also
looks
see
at
a
the
stone slab above the door. You can look up and see worm skeletons dangling from the wooden boards above you, 20 feet up. As far as the above the door, you do see a sign that is written in Kellish, Goblin, and Dwarven.
Well, he can read 2 out of 3, Goblin and Dwarven.
Okay, and this is what it says. Boop. A tidy wizard may become a rested wizard.
He snorts at that.
What, has he got a live, laugh, love around here somewhere?
Sadi is going to go up to the enchanted room, see if she can't find a way to activate it.
Well,
using her.
Well, we did.
Oh, we
We
did?
do-
Never mind.
No, you found the instructions. You still have
Gotcha.
to actually solve the puzzle. But
Oh, I
Since
figured it
you
was
go-
just already moving around.
no, it's not. It's just laying in the corner. That's why it's still dirty.
Okay, important question. Did he put googly eyes on it?
Why not?
Yule looks at the...
Oh, that
Well,
was
real
my
quick,
quick.
let me read a description for Sadi since Sadi ran to the kitchen. The kitchen looks to have recently been used as the oven is warm and the sink water is still warm as well. Loads of spices and jars are scattered all around the room in no specific or discernible order. A glowing broom rests against the wall in the corner, and there's a stone slab embedded in the wall over the sink. And the sign is written in Sinzar, Kitsune, and ancient Sarkoris.
Ooh, I knew at least one of those.
I also
Yeah.
know at least one of those.
Since
Yeah, no,
I
no,
know
no.
it, I'll just type it. This is what it says. I refuse. 2 sprigs of belladonna, 1 whole onion, ounce quicksilver, 3 ounces of sticky red slime membrane, boiled as if a healing potion, will last long enough to get to the next floor.
What?
a short-lived healing potion.
Brewed as if. Sadi. Actually, do you guys read that out loud?
Yeah.
Yule does, yes.
Okay. Sadi, since you are the alchemist, you may roll craft to see if you can determine what that makes.
Nice.
Yule goes over the broom and like, huh, that's a TN flag on the top.
It.
Okay.
I'm gonna type this to you because you'll be very amused, but
1, 2, 3.
Okay, where's my battery at? Can I step away? Oh, I can, finally. Yay! Uh-oh.
there we go.
Oh, okay. Is that something that you whispered to me, or...
Yeah, I whispered to you in roll 20.
Okay, gotcha. It's a very short-term spider climb potion. And, Sadi also found marks, leading across the floor towards the window.
Okay. That's the first time you guys hear Yarra say it like that.
Spider climb.
Why is it
Where's
always
that window?
spiders?
All it means is wall walking.
I know.
Yeah, I know, but it's funny for the roleplay, but go ahead.
Wait.
So we
Sadi
were
gives Yarra
supposed
an
to clean up.
apologetic look.
Oh! You'll giggles to himself. So what you're saying is he's been lazy enough not to clean up, and he's just been making a quick potion to crawl up the walls.
Yep.
So we were
Typical men.
instructed to clean the floor here.
Right, the broom. We can. It seems that there's 6 markers on it. Top one being.
I will start the dishes. And he starts carrying dishes from that table to the kitchen sink.
You'll help out like that. Like while he looks to Sadi. I think between you and our prisoner, you'll be able to figure out how to start that broom.
I'm not going to help you. You took me prisoner.
I mean, you were the one you were the one who read the instructions. Is what I mean.
I can also read the instructions too.
That's true. But why would I have the lady of the house do the work?
I was just going to read the instructions.
As you wish.
So she can better delegate.
Exactly.
Okay, so Dren is going to start taking care of the dishes, and Sadi, I think you said you wanted to try to activate the broom.
Fudge.
Yep.
Okay, so
Ow.
the broom says, glows with a soft silvery light. You also see 6 blank rectangles along the handles. The top rectangle depicts the Tianxia flag. Since you've passed your heraldry check earlier, you can read the order. The order is from top to bottom: Tianxia, Geb, Kalesh, Chaliax, Bravoy, Kadira.
And does it seem immediately obvious? Like, am I just supposed to find flags of the right kind and put them in these slots?
Yes, but according to the instructions that you translated earlier, you just have to hold the broom in hand as you do so, and then tell it to clean, and it will activate.
So, I just... Hold on.
Basically, slap the insignias in place.
Okay.
And
then, are the insignias placed in obvious places? Easy to find?
Along the handle.
In that case, then, yeah, she's just going to reorganize them. And then activate it.
Okay. And the broom comes to life and begins sweeping across the floor, cleaning.
Neat. Sorry, guys, I'm feeling a little bit sleepy.
And
Yule looks up from the dishes and chuckles at that one.
and as soon as you do that, you hear a grinding noise as the stone slab sinks into the ground, clearing the way to the next floor.
Up we go.
Up, 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 and away. Meanwhile, I am working on my actual laundry.
Yay, cleaning.
Okay. Now,
oh god, my shoulder. Fuck.
Everybody, please place your tokens in along the stairwell.
Where is my token?
Grab character name, drag.
Draggy drag.
You can do it. Just do that?
Yeah.
Holy crap. Okay. I can't believe I just never realized that. Oh. So that's not me.
Yep. And now, yeah?
Not you. Oh. Sorry.
There in a second. Sorry. Checking something real quick.
No, it's okay. I'll move you onto the map.
About that. I'm fixing my typing up real quick.
Oh, okay. All right. So while you're doing that, no, not there because that's the top of the stairs. As you make it up to the second stairs, the room you enter is an open circular stairwell with a large space in the middle, connected to a pillar by large wooden boards. The center boards are about 20 feet above the ground, and the worm skeleton dangles over the ground by about 15 feet. Once you reach that, you see a dwarf, a pallid, almost emaciated-looking dwarf, in thick, voluminous robes, stepping down from the top of the stairwell, leaning over the rail, and then call out, "Oi! What are you lot doing here? None of you look like the usual Oni servants." And you see that the dwarf is holding a staff, suspiciously looking at your group.
I am
He's like
Yarra.
aiming at where I thought.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
I am
You're good.
Yarra, Shadowtide of House Thul. I came with a gift for you and a chance to barter with you. My queen has been looking to get rid of a few pesky prisoners in Corvosa. But we need a humane way to dispose of them, as we don't want the people finding out that we are executing prisoners anymore.
The dwarf eyes you and just gives you a narrow look. Make a deception check.
Oh, I'm re-rolling that.
Hey,
So the dwarf looks to you, and after a moment, he relaxes his grip on his staff, and he says, "Oh, is that so? But
And
why
with a yank
come-
on the chain, on the manacles, she pulls Iori up and throws her at the ground at her feet.
You will fall to the ground dramatically, and
My gift,
Hmm.
she says with a flourishing gesture.
And I'm assuming you're in your true form, right?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, quickly, yep.
I see. So you've managed to catch a fox, then?
Not just
Well.
any.
Oh,
Do you not recognize her?
Not really, no. I tend to only mind what the master wishes me to do.
Oh, she is one who has hunted the Oni for a while.
She actually, I will say in a preparation, she probably does actually hand over one of her. She does have her most recent wanted poster, which would label that she is the. I have the fucking name written down. The Kitsune Okaru, or the fox hunter hunting fox, who has been wanted for since the beginning of the fox hunts.
I see.
This would grant you much, from what I understand, in terms of a reward.
Well, the High Mage may wish for such reward. Very well. Bring them along. And with that, the dwarf stamps his staff against the ground, and you hear things click off on the walls here and here. And with that, the dwarf basically goes back upstairs. So, you are left alone. What will you do?
Yara's going to get down to where only Iori can hear her. I am so sorry.
This is fine. I'm not so part of the game.
Yeah, you'll just you'll and Drin take the lead here.
Sorry. Cat aggro.
Okay. Are you doing anything on that floor, or are you gonna just head straight up?
Head straight up.
Actually,
dwarf
Yule is actually gonna lag behind and look at those spots that clicked.
Okay. Give me a perception check.
What do you smell?
23.
She
Okay.
smells like
It
perfume.
appears It appears that those thoughts appeared to be like flame burst traps. Basically, would open up sections in the wall and spread oil to make it you slip, and then burn said oil to make you burn. You'll burn all right.
I was gonna say, there's no way that I could quickly, just stick a arrow in there and just disconnect
the
it
door?
from here.
You can attempt a thievery check. Do you have thieves' tools?
Yes, I do. I have infiltrator tools. I actually get a +2 to this shit.
Okay, go for it.
23.
Excuse me. Go back down.
I happen to have pretty good thievery too.
Oh,
Not with that roll though.
Holy shit!
Well, thankfully,
That's fucking great.
you spend a little bit of time diffusing the traps so that they cannot be activated later. Meanwhile, you do see that along the walls, as mentioned, were potion scrolls and various other odds and ends and objects that may be of interest, including some alchemical objects.
Well then.
hey guys, I'm gonna be right back.
I guess-
I'm gonna go grab some Tylenol.
All right. On that
So,
moment.
are you going straight up, or are you examining things as you go?
Somebody's definitely examining things as she goes.
Okay, give me
The Wizard's Tower is just too great a source of information for her to just pass by it.
Mm-hmm.
The Tylenol's over here by my table.
Okay, so go ahead and make a perception roll, if you please, Sadi.
It was a perception, you said?
Yes.
Gotcha. Give me just 1 second.
Basically, to see if there's anything good that you might be able to take advantage of.
Baby.
Hey,
Okay. Yes, you actually do see a few odds and ends. You see alchemically crafted diamonds on one shelf, glass flowers that have been chemically strengthened, so a pair of silver brooches with amethyst gemstones, also alchemically crafted. A pile of coins, rune, and a bloodhound mask. You recognize it, as well as a small ampule vial.
Sadi's actually not going to
Picking up-
take.
Mhm.
She's not going to take any of this stuff right now. However, she's going to mentally note down locations of all these things for a potential hasty exfiltration that may come.
Very well.
Good idea.
So, the party
Seems way too likely that this would activate a trap.
makes it up to the next floor, and you can go ahead and put yourselves here.
Um.
It's all black.
Oh,
Nope.
It's
There we go.
black.
I should. Oh, here. Let me fix that. Boom.
We're
Oh.
in the fog of war.
I just reset. Turned off the. There should be no fog of war on this map.
Oh yeah, I was saying that for previously, and as a joke.
Gotcha.
Yeah, Yule is in the back here because he was lagging behind.
All right. So when you make it up to this floor, the floor is a major alchemical and arcane lab that is managed by two John, basically Geniekin, and a single Darrow who look over their shoulders at you, and they just motion to the central stairway. And then they return to their experiments.
Sadi's actually just going to, she's not going to be impolite, but she is going to look over their shoulders, see what they're working on, just out of curiosity.
It appears that they are currently organizing alchemical reagents at the moment.
Gotcha.
On the shelf, you also see a pair of runes, a vial which looks to be of a salve, and a powdery substance stored into a small pouch.
Interesting. She notes these details again as they travel upwards.
Okay. And
No.
as you make, yeah,
And up we go.
yep. Let me just now the final floor. However, once you make it to the final floor, and you can just put your tokens right here, around there. The final chamber, and you notice that you can no longer, as soon as you step up on the top floor, that you can no longer hear what happens below. Almost as if it's been magically treated to block out the sounds from outside of this very room. The final chamber is the nicest of all. There are plenty of bottles all around of various wines and tables full of food and pickled alchemicals around the walls. A large telescope has been built into one side of the tower where a elf with a long snake's tail appears to be peering outward. And you also see scamps, basically like kind of like impish creatures, seated on shelves, looking towards you, skittering and cackling as you approach. And you see emblazoned upon the wall, right above the telescope, the holy symbol of Urgathoa, the god of goddess, I believe, of undeath and excess.
Ugh.
And as the scamps make their noise, you see the elf turn towards you, and you see that the elf's face has reptilian features, almost as if they are partial lamia. And as this powerful seeming mage looks towards you, she just shrugs and says, "Well, if you have come up here and there has been no alarm, then I assume you have some sort of business with me.
I do.
I am Yongrina."
I'm Yarra, Shadowtide of House Thul from Corvosa.
Indeed. Then how may I help you?
Well, as I told one of your servants earlier, and I presume they have sent message to you, or they should have.
No, they are
I
instructed not to bother me until an hour from now when I take my respite.
All right then. I am here on behalf of my country's queen. We are trying to look for a humane way to dispose of our higher ranking criminals, the ones that usually warrant the death penalty. Our people do not seem to like the death penalty anymore.
Okay, and I just typed it in chat, but anyone can make an Arcana check to see what she's working on. This is a difficult check. I will warn you.
I'm not gonna try. I have like nothing in Arcana.
I mean, I just figured my character just doesn't know.
Grin got a critical success, which will bump you into a success. And I'm going to whisper this to you in roll 20.
Okay.
Go,
You want
go,
to
Dred.
know what my Arcana is?
It's literally
Zero.
Yeah.
Oh, you're right. It's a 1. A 1. But no
Right, there you go.
proficiency.
So I just whispered it to you, so you can see it in roll 20. So
You want to share that with us?
I'm trying to find it.
Should be
it
like
should be
the
in the
last
chat.
thing.
Just scroll down to the bottom.
It's in roll 20, not Discord.
Speaking back to Yara.
Mhm.
I see. Then the Oni Lords have sent you here to benefit from my services.
Yes, and as a gift, I bring one who is extremely wanted by the Oni Lords.
Mm. The the fox that kills, the Slayer, the Fangs of Midnight, and probably a dozen other names. Interesting. And young Rina looks towards Iori. Your value would buy me a month's worth of reagents, but it would be such a hassle. I would have to delay my work for 3 days. I don't know if it's worth it.
Iori kind of leans forward and says, "Give it a few hours."
Yule looks to his hourglass, or where an hourglass would be. Lichdom never takes long. What is the price of time to one with long life?
So you're a student of the arcane, then, to determine what I seek. Then I'll tell it to you straight. I care not about the fox, I care not about the Oni. I provide them a service, so they bring me experiments and subjects and things that I can work on for my greater ends. Eternal life. Because these squabbles with Oni, what do they matter in the face of that? Imagine arcane power and eons in which to improve upon it. Galarian would but my aims for Galarian notwithstanding, I just don't know if it's worth it. But if you
We
wish,
inconvenienced you for 3 days. You just admitted 3 days in exchange for a month's worth of supplies. Is that not worth it?
if you've been through this tower, you've seen how wealthy I am. A month's worth of money is it's a trifle.
What if I could gain aid from House Thul's lady? She herself has been in the pursuit of immortality through her experiments in alchemy. She's working to the great sciences.
That is more tempting. That is actually far more tempting. But you wouldn't make this offer for nothing. What is it that you seek?
As I said, a way to dispose of my criminals.
Well, ordinarily I hoard those secrets to myself. It makes me valuable to the Oni. So, you could send your prisoners to me and I can dispose of them. I assume you've seen the decorations on the lawn.
I did.
I just brought in 2 just the other day. Just after the tournament, in fact.
I found them most impressive. It took me quite a while to figure out that they were actually people.
Then you know what it is that I can do.
I do. My mother spoke of something similar happening in Corvosa once upon a time, many years ago at this point.
You know, I do find you more interesting the more you talk. The scamps chitter and kind of hop on their shelves.
I find you equally intriguing.
Very well. Then I shall be glad to tell you, I know. Since your family is so far away, I can arrange a teleportation circle so that you can send your prisoners here, and I may deal with them as I do others. As far as the fox, if you wish, I can cast a spell on them, locking them in place so that you can deliver them to the Oni, deliver it to the Oni yourself. Oh, and I say it because anyone that the Oni are going to expose of, it's best not to treat them as people. It hurts less that way.
Yes, I have figured as much.
What does the party
What?
do while this is going on?
Sadie is just going to be, idly exploring the room. Just sort of glancing at book titles or scrolls, stuff like that. She's not going to touch anything, importantly.
Actually,
windows.
Yarra would have stood about here to talk.
There are no windows. The only exit out is basically the little hole that the telescope is poking out of. This is a completely enclosed room, and it seems that there's a silence ritual keeping what's going on in here from reaching downstairs. And so Young-Rina looks towards you and says, "So, yes, just leave the fox here and I can ensorcel them so that it remains still while you deliver them to the Oni. I need them not. As for you, tell your mistress... Actually, who is your mistress so that I can send a letter to them through magic? I shall prepare a sending spell in the morning, and I can arrange things with them personally."
I personally serve House Thul. You could send it to Sersha, Lady of House Thul.
Very well. Then I shall do so.
Yuri kind of looks one direction, then looks the other, and considering if somebody seems ready to go.
Anybody who is behind Yarra can see her hands go from balled fists to open palms.
Yule pipes up. I do have one question about the efficacy of your spell. If you were to, say, pass from the mortal coil in the process of lichdom, would the spell be undone?
Well, of course not. The spell may only be undone with a certain scroll, which is in this very room, under lock and key, because of course, again, my secrets must remain mine.
Good. That will aid us greatly.
Drin?
Yes.
Can I say one thing before you tell him to do whatever he's going to do?
Go for it.
Yuri does kind of look towards the lich to be and adds, I think you are greatly wasting your time on this path. I will already live forever in my deeds, especially in a few hours when they know that I killed Rokubi.
Yarra goes from holding her hands on her back to touching a clasp on her right shoulder.
Yuri is pretty clearly trying to goad him.
Her. And go ahead and make a...
Intimidation?
I would say intimidation or performance, your choice.
Ooh, I'll take performance. I'm an expert at that.
Oh shit! Oh no!
Oh, yes.
Oh.
Ooh.
Ow.
Oh, shit.
That is near perfect.
Oh, wow.
You know what? I'm gonna say that this actually does anger, and this angers her, and she immediately she draws a spear from the air, almost as if like summoning it from the ether, and holds it into her palm and says, "You speak out of turn. You will be nothing more than a puddle once the Oni finish with you, or I may save them the favor and finish you myself. My life will be greater than all of Galarian. You are just fodder."
And you are just dust in the wind.
And
All right, so I guess
as soon as she says that, Yara's eyes go from the normal, lively green to that pale, ethereal blue.
Yule drops.
And she unclasps the fancy robes that have her house insignias on them. And she's wearing her armor underneath.
okay.
Yule drops Iori's weapons and draws his bow.
Well, I think Sadi was holding Yuri's weapons.
Yep.
Oh, right.
Probably has
Right.
them.
All right. Well, then in that case, He just draws his bow.
Iori feigns surprise at this sudden turn of events. Like, damn, that's crazy. So what are we going for? I'm asking this out of question or out of character.
Yeah.
We're just gonna go for it.
Oh,
Yeah.
hell yeah.
So before we start, just so that we check, it is 9, so it's 10 in the Eastern. Do we want to pause here, or continue this next week?
Pause
Or do we
here.
want-
Yeah,
I
let's
think
Yeah,
pause
I think
here.
we best.
Winters.
Yeah.
This would be great with Winters. That's an extra
Yeah.
spellcaster.
In that case, since we are pausing here, I will read the 2 letters that I managed to type out while
During
we were
session.
playing.
Go for it.
All right. First one is to Mummy. Hello, Mummy. I hope this letter finds you and the estate in good health. I have a request from the journeys that I have been doing for Queen Cressida. I am asking that you deliver this letter to the Queen yourself. I know this means leaving the estate for a period of time, but this letter is of the utmost importance, and I trust only you to do this. Our journey has been met with many trials and dark schemes working against the people of Chuye. I have been staying as safe as possible. I promise. Send Mother my love, and I promise to send a more in-depth letter to you when we have a chance. Sincerely, your daughter, Yarra Shadowtide of House Thul. And then the
She
letter to the
knows
Queen.
who you are.
Well, yes. But she was raised by Sabat too, so she would sign things very formally. And then the one to Queen Cressida. I apologize for my tardiness in sending this report. It is likely Lady Saoirse of House Thul has apprised you of my letter to her. This will be a far more formal summary of my findings thus far. The people of Chuye are in general a kind lot. However, they are under strict oppression. It was an oppression on two... That should be fronts. Why does it say fruits?
Maybe you're
Apples
hungry.
and bananas.
Go on.
However, my team and I have managed to rid them of one. The 7 rings of heaven have been exterminated with extreme prejudice. This does leave an opening, a power vacuum, if you will, one we hope to exploit to some extent. Then there is the matter of the rebellion. They oppose the oppression of the Oni Lords. From what I have been able to glean, the Oni Lords took this land by force, removed worship of the older gods, and even endorsed the hunt and extermination of the Kitsune. An entire race of people are not only in hiding, but facing extinction. Rebellions are a cautious matter, one I know all too well from the histories you and Dame Sabat of House Thul have shared with me. And while I know the Crown and House Thul will not formally back the rebellion at this point, I have made a vow to aid the people of Chuye break the yoke the Oni Lord have over them. I will be attempting to reach out to the rebellion to ask what their short-term plans are to fill the vacancy of the Oni Lords, as well as long-term plans for maintaining the seat of power and fair treatment of the people. I will also ask what their plans are for peacekeeping. I have made other findings that I hope to utilize not only for the sake of the rebellion, but the betterment of the people of Chuye. There is a rather intriguing family feud between House Higitoke and House Sawatome. This stems from some misunderstanding. One family, the Sawatome family, utilizes alchemy and sciences, while the other, the Higitoke family, uses magic. I have worked with House Sawatome a few times and believe they wish for peace and an end to the feud. My hope is to bring these 2 schools of medicine back together. But I hope to do this prior to aiding the rebellion. The more allies they have on their side of this field of battle, the better. And healers are in short supply these days. I do thank you for this opportunity to serve the crown. I hope that, once the Oni Lords have been dealt with, to return home for a brief time, then by your leave, return to Tianxia. Also, We might be able to establish trade with the port village of Minakame Ongaku Mura. This location will be a good starting point. The village has its ups and downs. We recently broke the yoke of the 7 Rings of Heaven from the village, as well as got rid of their puppet mare. Dame Sabat would have strangled the man given half a chance. If you send a small merchant vessel, request the village dines in, and specifically ask for Wu Si Yeon, and tell her Yarra Shadowtide recommended the place. I cannot guarantee discounts, but good food and lodging are to be had there. Your faithful servant, Emissary Yarra Shadowtide of House Thul. Ah.
Yeah, good going.
It's so hard to talk.
You did so well.
I have speech impediments.
I didn't notice.
I did.
Well,
Just as that was a very good letter with both of them. But as a final image before we close out, as the weapons are drawn and right before initiatives are rolled, you see that the elf basically stamps down their spear into the ground, and their body shifts into a gigantic lamia with a vaguely elven upper half, large reptilian tail, big fangs, and nasty claws at the edge of her fingers. And her hair becomes wild, silvery streaks, almost not quite of snakes, but snake-like. And you see their eyes glow. You see her eyes glowing with magical arcane light.
I called
And-
it. I fucking called it.
And that is where we're going to end our session for today, right
I wanna
before
see
initiative
you
is rolled.
into
Now,
a
I will say one thing. Since you've managed to get through the entire tower without a single fight, I'm going to start the next session off with a full suite of 3 hero points.
Sweet.
You'll need it on the way out, most likely.
All right. Well then.
yeah.
It's like, yeah, no, I was like, do you want to pop these idiots? Nothing. No, we're going in the pop the queen, pop the jesters.
Yeah.
Yep. So, congratulations. It's on.
Yeah.
Oh, if we're doing surprise actions, she is Iori is turning into a fox.
Yep. So you know what?
Actually, she might just switch back into her other disguise, which is like a head shorter and leaner, meaning the manacles will probably just slip off.
Oh yeah, especially the way he fastened them. Yeah.
All right, so that works. So we'll roll initiative at the top of the next session as the description is given once again by Blasty, and the scamps are obviously going to be a thing.
Well, that's why I'm going to shoot for a scamp first.
Yeah, I suspect our archers and ranged hitters should probably hit the scamps first. Rom and I can, or Drin and I, Jesus Christ.
I'm gonna go to sleep. I can't.
Yeah. Go ahead. Good night. Good night.
All I can say is, okay. All I can say is, illusionary objects, Iori. We might be able to just put a block and slow down any idiots trying to come upstairs.
That's true.
If they'll even hear us, because remember, she said that this is audio proof.
Yeah, true.
Yeah,
as far as they are, everything's fine up here.
If we're going by the picture, that stairway is open at the top with a railing, so anybody with a nice giant hammer can hit whoever comes up the stairs.
That's
on
true.
the head with a disadvantage on their part.
Okay, Wheel.
Gonna play some whack-a-mole. Jesus.
Yeah.
We
Go ahead and close it out.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, guys. So we'll see you next week, and everybody take care and take care of yourselves, and we'll see you next week. Bye.